This video is to demonstrate the process of reporting patrolling hours from the McDowell-Sonoran Conservancy. On your computer, open up your web browser, which would be Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, whatever is particular to your system. At the top is a title bar, and you can actually do the same thing by typing into a Google search McDowell-Sonoran Conservancy, but the more direct way is to go straight to the web page. So I'm going to use my mouse, press my left button, hold it down, and highlight the address here, and then push backspace or delete to get rid of it. So now I have a blank slate here. And I'm going to type in McDowell, and it's already highlighted in my system because I've already been here before, but McDowellSonoran.org, which is the web page for the Conservancy, and press enter. This will take me to the home page for the McDowell-Sonoran Conservancy. In order to report your hours, you will have to first log in. In order to see the login area at the bottom of the page, you either have to use the scroll button on your mouse, which you can't see me doing, but I can move the page up and down, or go to the bar on the right side, left click and hold it down and drag the bar down, which makes the page go up. So now at the bottom of the page we have the login down here at the bottom. So I'm going to click on login, and it's going to take me to another page where you fill in your username, which is your email address that you've given to the Conservancy, and your password. And I also tend to check the Remember Me login so I don't have to keep logging in each time I come back to this page, especially if you're active on the trail. So now once we've completed that, we'll click the login, which again on your mouse there's the left button with the pointer hovering over the login. This brings us back to the home page, but now it's the Steward home page, as you can see here from the title. And there's a lot more things that appear that aren't available to the general public. And as I roll my mouse pointer over these menus at the top, it brings up various places to go on the web page. Where we're headed today is at the Steward home on the far right, and if I move my mouse down, it hovers over reporting. And I'm going to left click my button on my mouse to go to reporting. This shows us the reporting page. Now, sorry, I'm rolling over other menus here. In the date column, we just left click with the pointer over the date, and it'll bring up a drop-down menu that has a calendar on it. Today's date is highlighted. That would be January 25th, 2016, but let's pretend that we're a little behind on our reporting and we can select last Tuesday, 19th. So we click on the 19th with our left mouse pointer again, and the date appears. Next we move over to the program. We click on the little down arrow here, again with the left. Everything I do is with the left mouse button, and we can slide the menu down, or the pointer down, and it'll highlight various activities. Let's pretend we went on a foot patrol today. So I'm going to click foot patrol, and that should show up in the field here. Now in the hours, we can either do the same thing we did with the address of the web page, is click with your left mouse button again in the field and push the backspace button and enter the time, 3 hours, as I've done here, and then move on to whatever we want to do. Or I can use these little up and down buttons with the mouse pointer to put in the time. So I'm going to pretend that it took me 2 hours to go on this patrol. Now I went in the gateway area, did the gateway loop. So I'm going to click on the south area, which would be Lost Dog, Gateway Loop, and Tom's Thumb area. The north and central would include the Gooseneck and all of Brown's Ranch. So I'm going to click on the south area, and it'll bring up this map with all kinds of little pins on it. It's very compressed and somewhat difficult to see. But if you can see this little hand moving around inside, I'm moving that with my mouse, and I can move the map by clicking the left mouse button and moving that, dragging it at the same time. So I know I'm going to be in the middle of the preserve, so I'll try to put the middle here in the middle of the map. And then I can go down to these little icons on the bottom right, and as you can see, the little instruction box opened and said zoom in or zoom out. So if I'm zoom in here, it's going to take me in closer. Well, I wasn't real good on where I wanted to be, so it's showing me the quartz trail and some other things that I'm not interested in. So again, I'm going to use this hand that's in the middle of the map. I'm going to left click and bring down the map so that I can see now the gateway loop right here. And just to make it a little more clear, I'm going to click the zoom in one more time to make it a little bigger. Now, we need to click all of the little icons here that essentially showed where you hiked. So I came here to the trailhead, and I came out to the gateway loop. So I'm going to click this, again with the left mouse button. I'm going to click this, and I continued around the loop, up over the pass, coming back down. And now I've highlighted my track. Now if I'd mistakenly clicked over here and I didn't want to click here again, I can click it a second time. It brings up this trail report issue, which we'll go through later, but I can clear that by just clicking this, and now you see that the green has gone away. So that's the error correction. So once I'm happy that I've tracked out all the trails that I've been to, I need to save it. So I click on the left mouse button again on the save. Now, the most important thing is we've recorded all our information, but we haven't submitted it. So until you can click the submit button, there's no record in the central server that gives you credit for anything you've done. So we need to click the submit button. And a pop-up will show up here on top. It says one volunteer session has been saved. That just tells you you've completed the job. Click OK. And if you really want to see what you've done, you can run the mouse up to the Stewart home again, look at the reporting summary, and you can see what you've done for the year and whatever. Good luck. Thanks again for volunteering.